making it hard for a man to hunt for his supper.
Could be better.
I could feed half this camp if the hills weren't full of demons.
These people need food.
There are rams out in the hills. Good eating, cooks easy, and no lords around to kill you for poaching. Too dangerous to go hunting now, though. More likely to find mages than luck.
Good luck.
Luck won't put fat on your ribs. What do you need?
I'm pleased to hear it.
Just rumors.
I'll keep an eye out. Thank you.
Fine day to you.
I'm not looking for any trouble.
What is this place?
Map-making tenderfoots named this the Hinterlands. But right here, there's nowhere. Just some fields, and now a bunch of demons. I'm Giles, by the way.
I need to be on my way.
Make a watch over you, then.
And how much did you need?
You're with the Inquisition. Corporal Vale, thanks for your help. The Mages and Templars don't seem to care who gets caught in their war. The refugees here are in dire need of help. If the war doesn't kill them, cold or starvation will.
What can you tell me about the man who's supposed to be getting horses for the Inquisition?
Horsemaster Dennett. He lives on a farm to the west. Tough old fella. We haven't heard from him. Best we can tell, he's holed up until the Mages and Templars are done killing each other.
You were concerned about refugees starving.
Yes. Many of them brought food, but they expected to be home by now, or safe in a city. There's a hunter up the hill who had some ideas.
Is there anything we can do to help people deal with the cold?
I asked the Inquisition to send blankets. You'd think I was asking for a wagon of raw lyrium. A recruit named Whittle is trying to make what we can bring in last. If you have any ideas, talk to him across the road.
What can you tell me about the Templars?
All the Templars were called to Val Royeaux not long ago. These bastards ignored the order. Now they're killing rebel mages, along with any refugees they think are mage sympathizers. Every Templar I've ever known has wanted to protect the common folk. These men defile their order's good name.
What other problems do these refugees face?
We've got some injuries that go beyond stitches and elf fruit. I know healers are in short supply, but if you can find someone in Redcliffe to help us, it would save a lot of lives.
What can you tell me about the rebel mages?
The real rebels are up north in Redcliffe, dug in and taking care of their own. The ones out here are just apostates, locked up in the circles all these years, and now they've gone mad with power. The rebels in Redcliffe have washed their hands of them. I wish we could do the same.
Farewell.
And you as well.
Yes, sir.
I'll keep an eye
More
out.
cold weather coming.
Thank you.
Fool villagers. Where are their coats?
What do you need to keep these refugees warm?
Blankets, warm clothes, all of it. These poor sods lost everything when the mages and the Templars went crazy. If we were in a village, I could just pinch a blanket off a clothesline and be fine. Out here, I'm sure the apostates have plenty of supplies, just haven't been able to find them.
Farewell.
And to you.
We all did.
Is anything we can do? Just ask.
Baker, I hope it's not me.
Well, let me know if you find one.
And how much did you need?
Who placed the skull out here? And for what purpose? Look, that's the King's Road down there.
The skull illuminates certain objects in the distance. I am not familiar with such magic.
Of course, it had to be a skull that lights up creepy shit. Decent spot to camp?
Nothing to report, sir.
Let's look around.
That tower is impressive, even as a ruin. I wonder what dreams it might hold.
I confess, Solus, I am surprised you decided to remain.
Why? The breach remains a threat to us all.
Just the same. I wondered if you might leave now that we have a plan to seal it.
Ah, because I am an apostate. I might flee before the Inquisition throws me in chains? I take my commitment seriously, Seeker. Come what may, I shall see this through.
As you wish. Though I cannot guarantee what will happen in the days to come.
It must have been some time since the renegade Templars faced a mage of any talent.
Templar bastards killed my husband and stole the ring from his finger. They deserve to die.
You're saying the Templars attacked your husband?
Aye. He was digging out a stump. The fools couldn't tell a shovel from a mage's staff. Had to be safe, they said. Rebels everywhere attacking by surprise, sick bastards. They took the ring I gave him on our wedding day in case it was magic.
Farewell.
Just so you know.
Well, that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. What did I do now?
Nothing. Yet. Just keep it that way.
Varric Tethras, paragon of good behavior, at your service, Seeker.
Make it take you!
The apostates locked themselves in for safety. And then the Templars set the house on fire.
Mages and Templars and innocent people caught in the middle. Some things never change.
Excuse me, have you seen another Inquisition scout? Elven woman, answers to writs.
You said your friend hasn't reported back.
Well, she was supposed to be checking on some apostates. I'm on duty here, or I'd go look for her.
I'll talk to you later.
We could make camp here. Nothing to report, sir.
We'll make good use of it. Thank you.
I'll keep an eye out.
It's
Thank
good
you.
to have commerce for us.
Baker, I hope it's not me.
Would that I could.
Have you seen otherwise?
A lot of people going hungry out here.
Here, maybe this will help.
It more than helps. With this, I can fill these hungry bellies. Give these folks some hope. I didn't think much of the Inquisition. But no one else is helping like you lot. Maybe I was wrong.
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
You flatter me.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price is not too high.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. I'm curious. Do you even believe in the Maker?
I can't really say.
I suppose it doesn't matter now. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us. It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
My clan never stayed in one place for long, though we primarily roamed the free marches.
Oh? I didn't think your people roamed that far north, but clearly I'm mistaken. I'm told some members of your clan might still be alive. Do you intend to go back?
I might, once this is done.
It will not be the same once you do.
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition long ago, when it united with the Chantry. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them but also investigating magical events they couldn't handle. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
But what are Seekers exactly?
Those who know anything of... We do not use... We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
So the Seekers commanded the Templars?
The Templar... That kind of... If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
Do you think that kind of problem could ever be fixed?
Possibly. They were clearly... In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged. But not by their own hands.
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. Ours, we cannot. Seekers can gain other gifts, though that depends on the individual. I can... Some seek... Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is considered rare. It was felt the Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
How does someone become a Seeker?
We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil. And
Is the vigil...
it is the right... If we empty, and the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
Was it some kind of...
I don't... If the What if... I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
Why did your order turn against the Chantry?
It was the Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars.
You sound...
We knew, we looked, but if we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes...
You seem to care a great deal about it.
Too much. When faced, we would find... The moment the mages voted for independence,
I've no more...
Do you need something?
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Is there any...
Plenty. My name is... I remain... That's all there is to know, my lady.
You're a member of Navarra's royal...
The Pentagon...
Really?
And they have them. Oh, yes. The Pentaghasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentaghasts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lame. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was...
Tell me about your...
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony.
You don't...
My what little my uncle treated me like a porcelain. Thus I did not see Navarra. The real Navarra, and...
Your uncle?
They had them. The King Thus we were raised by my uncle. A Mortalitasi.
Your uncle?
A death mate. The Navarrans. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings.
So you were the...
To divine the position...
Unusual how?
I will tell you. The short version is that I once saved the previous divine's life.
But...
What is your hand capable? Liliana and I... After Beatrix. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope. Justinia knew the war. She tried to avert it. Sometimes you have to break a bone. It was to be the answer. I only wish she had lived to see it.
So...
Sweet Andraste, It was... What, 8? The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
I'm sure you're just being modest.
I was there. I think I know what happened. To hear others tell it, I alone... Rather impressive for such a young Seeker.
And the truth is?
And there was a dragon. They freed the dragons from magical... Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles. Many of them died at the conclave.
An impressive tale. I can see...
Just wait till they start telling stories about you.
Travel safely.
I'm glad there are big, strong men around.
Now, don't you worry about that sort of thing, girl. Another time, then.
We've got scattered reports of Tevinter sightings in the hinterlands.
Mages.
And their servants. What kind of name is Charter, anyway? Doesn't sound elven.
I said you could call me that, Scout Elaine.
Master or all, he won't be able to get blades for the recruits.
Your kind killed the most holy. Lies. Your kind let her die. Shut your mouth, mage!
Enough!
Knight Commander!
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean, exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you. Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who? You? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
So far, you're the only one who's insisted we can't work together.
We might, if your Inquisition would recognize the Chantry's authority.
There is no authority until another Divine is chosen.
In due time, Andraste will be our guide, not some dazed wanderer on a mountainside.
How widespread is the violence between mages and Templars?
Impossible to say.
Your organization flouting the Chantry's authority will not help matters.
With the Conclave destroyed, I imagine the war between mages and Templars is renewed with interest.
The Mages and Templars are fighting, even though we don't know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
Exactly why all this should be left to a new divine. If you are innocent, the Chantry will...
Or will be
You think...
But you won't grieve if the Herald of Andraste is conveniently swept under a carpet.
Don't let anyone riot while we're gone.
The walls will be standing when you return, I hope.
You're back. And in one piece.
You said you thought Master Tajan was working on something special. If it helps, I found his notes.
The old codger was on the edge of a breakthrough here, but he couldn't see it. You want some of these mixed up? You just give the word.
How are your people holding up?
We've got Mother Giselle lending a hand now, which helps. For the ones that need comforting more than actual healing, she's a rock in fast water. Something to...
How do I...
Just take a...
Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
What do you know about the Fade?
A great deal from my wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have.
I'd like to know...
Circle mate, but according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
It sounds like it would be wonderful.
And dangerous. But yes, instead, I am glad that I'm not alone in seeing the beauty of such a world, along with the
I'd like to know...
The Chantry says that but such simplistic spirits wish to join the living. And a demon is that wish gone wrong.
Is there a way to coexist?
Not in the world we know. But the question is a good one. And it matters that you thought to ask.
I'd like to know more.
Simply put, small tears occur but your mark allows you to exert some control over the breach. That means it was created deliberately.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
How can you be so calm with everything we believe called into question?
Researcher Meneve with... Greetings, Herald of Andraste. How fares your quest to seal the breach?
I'm doing everything within my power.
A task, such as closing the breach, is a heavy burden. I hope you do not carry it alone. We remember... She had Do everything within your power. But remember those who would help you.
You keep talking as though I'm the equal.
I can only imagine. And frankly, if... In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
How are the people?
They are scared. I doubt many have offered. What more do you wish to know?
What are you doing?
My sisters and beyond that, it is little enough work to offer some comfort to those in pain.
How are the...
They are terrified. Many of them came here in their mind. To that, at the breach. Farmers have fled their fields.
Do you have information?
The refugees, villagers in... People are vanishing. More than that, I cannot say. It is a chaotic...
Farewell.
Farewell. You return.
Is there anything I can do to help you or your people?
If you could... It may not seem like much, but it would enable my healers to save many lives. The Inquisitor, as on Draste, instead of hunting those who would do harm, the Inquisitors spread the chant.
No wonder
Divine justice. In any case, the Inquisitors became the seekers of truth, and eventually the Templars.
This is a dark...
Do you know what impresses me more? They fought horrific battles, killed. Perhaps the name was divine, but when its work is done, it will put its sword away.
Can you tell me?
What would you like to know? They are in them. To that, at the breach. Farmer.
Farewell.
Farewell.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador. If you can't prove it was founded on Justinian's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked her life to slow the magic of the breach. Mistress Lavelan, this is the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
Interesting, considering the Inquisition was begun by the left and right hands of the Divine.
I've seen no written records from Sister Liliana or Seeker Penticus that Justinia approved the Inquisition.
If you won't take her at her word, I'm afraid Seeker Pentagast must challenge him to a duel.
What?
It is a matter of honor among the Navarrans. Shall I arrange the bout for tonight?
No. No. Perhaps my reaction to the Inquisition's presence was somewhat hasty.
We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montillier. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
I'm so pleased the Marquis isn't tossing us out into the cold.
His Grace is only the first of many dignitaries we must contend with.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible. Oh, for some years, I was... The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere.
May I ask, what brought you to work for the Inquisition?
For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she...
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Mo...
Thank you. Thedas is but please...
We can use that.
Good day.
What did you do before coming here?
I had the great honor of serving Antiva's crown as ambassador to Orlais. I'm also first in line to become the head of House Montilier, though my siblings attend to our mercantile affairs.
How strong are your...
I would never have... We cannot... If anything, the alliances I forged there may help our current cause.
Do you think...
If we prove our protection, counsel, justice,
What business...
We began... We once sent entire fleets across the Waking Sea.
But not any...
No. These days...
Tell me.
I should... The miracles Andraste perform... Well, in any case, many already believe you walk...
Let's speak...
Goodbye. Greetings.
How do you and Leliana...
We moved... I believe we actually met in Val Royeaux. Leliana was quite an...
What exact...
Forgive me. It's a rather light-hearted name for the matter, but Orlais...
What exact...
I meet with Ambassador. We are a young cause. Diplomacy is essential to our credibility.
Then you speak for...
I do. As well as prevent controversy as news of us spreads. Make no mistake. Many are willing to pledge... I intend to see that they are.
Tell me how you came to...
I'd been considering leaving my... There's such unrest in... It's to everyone's benefit if we prevent the Mage-Templar conflict from spread...
So was it the prospect...
The full impact of the violence must be curbed before we see it turn to full-scale war.
I can only imagine...
I'm afraid history holds many examples of what will happen if it does. Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Any visiting dignity...
Sir Griffith of Denerim, a most distinct... He's defeated Darkspawn, slain... Just... don't ask... Greetings.
Let's speak later.
Let us begin.
To work?
Having the Herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the Chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion.
And we should ignore the danger to the Herald.
Let's ask her.
What can they do? It's just talk.
Don't underestimate the power of their words. An angry mob will do you in just as quickly as a blade.
I will go with her. Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now, we can't approach anyone for help with the breach. Use what influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, we will see this through. The city still mourns.
Just a guess, Seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Your skills of observation never fail to impress me, Varric.
My Lady Herald.
You're one of Leliane's people. What have you found?
The Chantry Mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
There are Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then. They wish to protect the people? From us?
We knew there would be some kind of reaction.
But I didn't expect the Templars to make an appearance.
The people may just be assuming what the Templars will do. I've heard of no concrete plans.
You think the Order's returned to the fold, maybe? To deal with us upstarts?
I know Lord Seeker Lucius. I can't imagine him coming to the Chantry's defense, not after all that's occurred.
So the potential for trouble has increased twofold.
Perhaps. Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
As you say, my lady.
Stand wary, guardsman. The Inquisition is here, along with the Herald of Andraste.
Good people of Val Royal, hear me. Together, we mourn our divine. A naive and beautiful heart, silenced by treachery. You wonder what will become of a murderer. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the so-called Herald of Andraste, claiming to rise where our beloved fell. We say this is a false prophet,
The Maker would send no elf in our hour of need.
Enough! I will not listen to these self-serving lies. We came here to talk.
It's true. The Inquisition seeks only to end this madness before it is too late.
It is already too late. The Templars have returned to the Chantry. They will face this Inquisition, and the people will be safe once more.
Still yourself. She is beneath us.
You're not here to deal...
As if there were any...
Lord Seeker Lucius, it's imperative that we speak with...
You will not address me.
Lord Seeker?
Creating a heretical movement. You should all be ashamed. The Templars failed no one when they left the Chantry to purge the mages. You are the ones who... If you came to appeal to the Chantry, you are too late. The only
Templars!
But Lord Seek...
You are called to a higher purpose.
I will make the Templar Order a power that stands alone against the Void. You have shown... Templars!
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Has Lord Seeker Lucius gone mad?
Do you know him very well?
He took over the Seekers of He was always a decent man, never given to ambition and grandstanding. This is very bizarre.
It doesn't look like we'll be getting the Templars to help us after all.
I wouldn't write them off so quickly. There must be those in the Order who's... Either way. What's that? An arrow with a message?
Our Templars left.
Excuse
me.
me.
The Chantry promised they'd
But-
defend us.
Is what they're saying real? The Inquisition's going to fix the hole in the sky?
We're going to give it a try, at least.
No one is doing anything. The Chantry's useless, and the Templars... Andraste. I never thought they'd abandon us. Listen, your camp will need...
You want to help?
Never been part of something this big before, but... If your Inquisition's go...
What do you think, Cassandra?
I think the woman...
Well, she is.
The Herald of Haven is a mess, but we won't turn away anyone willing to help. Invite...
Head to Haven, then.
I don't know. Thank you.
It seems change is on the wind. I wish your leaders well.
My Maker, know my heart. Take from me a life of sorrow. Comfort is only yours to give. Oh, Maker, where is the comfort? Look away. I have broken the chant because it comes from my heart. What have we when our divine is dead and the sky burns?
We should question. If not now, when?
Down that road is darkness. We have never been. But even...
The Chantry has just shown themselves.
Our Templars left.
Who
The
would
Chantry
fetch their
promised they'd
Templar?
defend us.
I wonder.
There must be something here.
This victory must please you greatly, Seeker Cassandra. Leave me, survivor. Your presence here is not comforting.
So what happens now? Will the Chantry...
Now it falls...
Provided.
I truly... What becomes of us, and your Inquisition, is...
Where is the Lord...
I can't...
There must be...
Must there? Is crafting the Templars into a new power really any worse than declaring a rival?
You're obvious.
Our diva...
That doesn't...
For you, there is chaos ahead. Whatever your intentions.
Where is the Lord...
I can't... Of course. Is crafting the Templars into a new power really any worse than declaring a rival?
What were you hoping?
Put aside... Obviously.
Perhaps they...
I'd like to... I suppose we can expect renewed effort against the mages from him, and yet more chaos. The White Spire... Perhaps more shall flock to the Lord Seeker's banner now.
How are people responding?
Despair. There must be a way. We abandoned our duties. We servants of the faith. Now we can only pray.
It's not too late. The Chantry could...
If only...
What's to stop you?
We are not
Open? Yes, as open as I can be. If you've a need for the well-cut or the sparkling, perhaps I can help. At the very least, we can appear.
And what did they need?
All's well, it seems.
Of course.
We maintain an Inquisition presence on Commander Cullen's orders. This has been received as you might expect.
Oh, yes.
I can't believe this.
Maker.
Yes, thank you. What? Yes, I'm sorry.
And what did they
Minding the duties of...
All's well, it seems.
Ailing mother, Havara. I am
Speak
rather
only
overwhelmed.
the word. Sing only the chant. Then the golden...
Maybe.
This now?
Ah, the Herald of Andraste. Is there something I might help you with?
No, thank you, sister.
Make her go with you.
All men are the work of our Maker's hand. From the lowest slaves to the highest kings. Those who bring harm without provocation to the least of his children.
Is there something you need?
On me, I shall embrace the light. I shall weather the storm. I shall endure.
I believe that...
You are the Herald of Andraste, are you not? I have an invitation for you.
The Templars didn't even touch you.
If I might have a moment of your time.
Grand Enchanter Fiona?
Leader of the Mage Rebellion. Is it not dangerous for you to be here?
I heard of this gathering, and I wanted to see the fabled Herald of Andraste with my own eyes. If it's help with the breach you seek, perhaps my people are the wiser option.
I'm surprised the leader of the mages wasn't at the conclave.
Yes. You were supposed to be, and yet somehow you avoided death.
As did the Lord Seeker, you'll note. Both of us sent negotiators in our stead in case it was a trap. I won't pretend I'm not glad to live. I lost many dear friends that day. It disgusts me to think the Templars will get away with it. I'm hoping you won't let them.
So you think the Templars are responsible?
Why wouldn't she?
Lucius hardly seems broken up over his losses, if he's concerned about them at all. You heard him. You think he wouldn't happily kill the Divine to turn people against us? So yes, I think he did it. More than I think you did it, at any rate.
The mages weren't willing to talk to the Inquisition before. Why now?
Because now I've seen what you are. And I've seen the Chantry for what it is. Consider this an invitation to Redcliffe. Come, meet with the mages. An alliance could help us both, after all. I hope to see you there. Au revoir, my Lady Herald.
Come, let us return to Haven.
Well, they know who I work for, at least.
Herald of Andraste, how much did you expend to discover me? It must have weakened the Inquisition immeasurably.
I don't know who you are.
You don't fool me. I'm too important for this to be an accident. My efforts will survive in victories against you elsewhere.
Just say what?
What is that?
Ugh. Squishy one, but you heard me, right? Just say what? Rich tits always try for more than they deserve. Blah, blah, blah! Obey me, arrow in my face. So, you followed the notes well enough. Glad to see you're... And you're an elf. Well, hope you're not too elfy. I mean, it's all good, isn't it? The important thing is you glow. You're the herald thingy.
Some believe I'm the Herald of Andraste. But who are you, and what's this about?
No idea. I don't know this idiot from Manners. My people just said the Inquisition should look at him.
Your people? Elves?
No. People. Name's Sarah. This is cover. Get round it. For the reinforcements. Don't worry. Someone tipped me their equipment shed. They've got no breaches. Right in the plums!
Why didn't you take their weapons?
Because no breaches. Friends really came through with that tip. No breaches. So, Herald of Andraste. You're a strange one. I'd like to join.
Could we take a few moments for sense to reassert itself? Who are you people?
I'm not people, but I get what you want. It's like this. I sent you a note to look for... Well, it's just a name. So here, in your face, I'm Sarah. The Friends of Red sort of out there. I used them to help you. Plus arrows.
The Inquisition has spies already. Can you add to these professionals?
Here's how it is. You important people are up here, shoving your cods around. Blah, blah, I'll crush you, I'll crush you. Ooh, crush you. Then you've got cloaks and spy kings, like this tit. Or was he one of the little knives, all serious with his little knife? All those secrets, and what gave him up? Some houseboy who don't know shite, but knows a bad person when he sees one. So no, I'm not knifey shiv dark, all hidden. If you don't listen down here too, you risk your breeches. Like those guards, I stole their... Look, do you need people or not? I want to get everything back to normal. Like you.
Back there you wanted to know if I glowed. Why?
That's what you do, innit? You walked out of somewhere, and now you glow. Andraste's herald. True or not, it seemed like the easiest way to know it was you.
True or not?
Well, that's what they say and all. Look, don't get ahead, yeah? I want to help this... whatever it is. Inquisition.
So who are your Friends of Red Jenny? You must know them.
It's not hard to understand if you're not trying to waste your day on it. Someone little always hates someone big. And unless you don't eat, sleep, or piss, you're never far from someone little. Doesn't always work out, but a lot of people hated this guy. Someone got a laugh, someone got even, someone got paid. And someone has to have explained to them that free help is good.
You sound like a thief who acts out petty revenge fantasies. And that might be bad.
Oh, right. You want to prop that guy up so I can say my sorries? Bad things should happen to bad people. We find someone not so bad, maybe he'll end up not so dead. Good enough?
You say that like it's obvious, but you didn't know him.
I knew about him.
That's just rumor.
Or was him trying to kill you a good thing? Are you the baddie? Didn't think so. Yes! Plus extra... Anyway, Haven. See ya.
Lady Lavellen, on behalf of the Inquisition.
What a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Seeing the same faces at every event becomes so tiresome. So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer, or are you here for Duc Bastien?
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
What have you heard about me?
Some say that when the veil opened, Andraste herself delivered you from the Fade.
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
Better and better. The Inquisition...
Washed-up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously. Everyone knows it's just an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
The Inquisition is working to restore peace and order to Thedas.
Here comes the outsider, restoring peace with an army. We know what your Inquisition truly is. If you were a woman of honor, you'd step outside and answer the charges.
My dear Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests. You know such rudeness is intolerable.
Madame Vivienne, I humbly beg your pardon.
You should. Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear? My lady, you're the wounded party in this What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
The Marquis doesn't interest me. Do whatever you like with him.
Poor Marquis. Issuing challenging insults like some Ferelden doglord. And all dressed to think all the brave... Were you hoping to sate your damaged pride by defeating the Herald of Andraste in a public duel? Or did you think her blade could put an end to the misery of your failure? Run along, my dear. Do give my regards to your aunt. I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so wanted to meet you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vivienne, first Enchanter of Montsimard and Enchantress to the Imperial Court.
Is that Marquis going to pose a problem?
His aunt is the Vicomtesse of Mont de Glace. Not a powerful family, but well respected. And very devout. Alphonse will be disowned for this. It's not the first time he's brought his aunt disgrace, but I'm sure it'll be the last. And after such a public humiliation, I expect he'll run off to the Dales to join the Empress's war effort. Either to make a good end, or to win back a modicum of self-respect.
Your salon has certainly exceeded my expectations so far.
I'm glad to keep you entertained, my dear. I wanted to meet face to face. It is important to consider one's connections carefully. With Divine Justinia dead, the Chantry's in shambles. Only the Inquisition might restore sanity and order to our frightened people. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance.
What's in this?
The same thing. The chance to meet my enemy, to decide my fate.
Are you devout?
I was a great... The Chantry, had she lived, Justinia could have accomplished so much.
You say you led the last of the loyal...
To the people of... We have not put any effort to restore such order.
Are you devout?
I was a great admirer. The Chantry, at it... Had she lived, Justinia could have accomplished so much.
What exactly...
I am well versed in the politics. I have all the resources, and I'm a mage of no small talent. Will that do?
Does that mean you'd be aiding the Inquisition?
Ordinarily, I would be... The veil has been... It is now the duty of every mage to work towards sealing the breach. And so I would join...
Are you devout?
I was a great admirer. The Chantry, had she lived, Justinia could have accomplished so much.
The Inquisition...
Great things are being...
Need something?
I want to know more.
I'll tell you what I can.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wasted. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
I'm pretty sure the Conclave proved it's not that easy.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Why? Because someone yelled it real loud? Make them prove it. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
Right.
I think I'll like you, Lady Herald. Maybe you are a little
I think I'll...
Kinda. See you, Herald. Chasing the Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
Tell me about yourself.
Oh yeah? Interested, are you?
You're skilled. Who taught you how to use a bow?
No one.
That seems unlikely.
What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you.
It never...
Well, yeah. Not like Cullen.
Well, it's not...
Right. Where would I find one in alleyways, anyway? Fereld.
I got that from...
All over? Okay, fine. Denerim for...
Oh! You...
What?
North wherever.
Oh, hard. It's complicated. I don't like complicated. Let's leave it at that. Maybe. Don't...
Why not?
Well, maybe... Like that's soulless, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
There's nothing...
Yes. What? We lost so bad there was nothing left. You figure out what they wore on their deathbed. You wear it. Waste of time.
We'll talk...
If you say so. Chasing mages? That's a Templar's job. A big, armored, pissed-off helm polisher. Not too late to go find some. Or stay home.
Is the Inquisition...
Calling it an Inquisition? Fair question. At least I'm used to that. Which? The ones who do things or the ones who give orders?
What's your opinion?
She's a bitch, but she knows. She better.
Thoughts about...
Not as buttoned up as she plays, right? Tough, though.
What do you think about our spymaster, ambassador, and...
Liliana is pretty in places. Now Josephine, and Cullen. I suppose if you want a jackboot, you get a big one.
We'll talk later.
Good, right? Sitting and waiting. Great, yeah?
You apparently have a lot of friends. Tell me about your network.
It's not mine, right? I mean, it is. Everyone who wants to shove it to nobles who hide behind gold and silk. And hats, I guess. Well, it's a... I grease a ball. His heirlooms. Pish, pish, pish. A lot of people eventually get help or a laugh.
So...
Look, Dukey cuts the stable boy's finger off most time. Anyway, assassins are no fun. Plus, I'm shy at singing. If I knew. Look, in the yeah, I know. Well, anyway. The little people will be there when you need them. In a million little ways.
So lots of...
What? Anyway, it just... Mind you, you're still risky, yeah? But you like a bit of a tease. You have a choice. Hail the Inquisition.
Is Red...
Dunno. Not if it... And besides, it's... Numbers, yeah? An even spread is all it takes.
It's...
That's why you don't want to play, don't play. That's simple, too. It's all good.
At least we've got Inquisition troops out at Redcliffe now, giving those people some real help.
It's almost as if Mother Giselle...
As I explored the Fade, I felt the presence of an intriguing artifact in the hinterlands. If you are willing, I would like to locate it. I have marked its location as best I could determine. Why?
You're an apostle.
Not the wisest.
I appreciate...
I am sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
You said you'd traveled to...
This world, or its some of my fond... The best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil.
Any place in particular?
I dreamt at Ostagar. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Kaelin's forces.
I've had...
That's just it. One moment. The next...
And you can't...
It is the Fade. They are all real.
What?
I grew up in a village to the north, but as I slept, I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade.
What made you...
I grew up in... But as I slept, I treasured my dreams. Being awake...
Did spirits try...
No more than a bright... I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness.
I gather you didn't...
No.
Why?
2 reasons. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations.
Is this why you...
I join you. If our enemies destroy the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
I wish you luck.
Thank you.
How so?
You train to flick a dagger or an arrow to its target. The grace with which you move is a... You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
So you're suggesting I'm graceful?
No. I am declaring it.
Have you always...
Not at all. Spirits of wisdom, spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and...
I don't know of any spirit...
They rarely seek this wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire. They were not demons for me. The Fade reflects the minds of the living, and if your mind is free of corrupting influences, if you understand the nature...
I'm impressed that...
Anyone who can dream. Yet, is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not...
You have an interesting...
I try.
I look forward to help...
That should be...
That isn't quite an answer either. We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Too many wounded, and not bandages to go around. Have you seen Enchanter Vivienne? That's the picture of what a circle maid should be.
She looks like a
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood? To die so that your will is done? Is death your only blessing?
You speak for Andraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
Don't ask me, I'm as baffled as you are.
You probably don't even worship the Maker. Lucky. He asks a lot. The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
I'm sorry. Her death has clearly hit you hard.
Not just me. All of us. She was the divine. She led the faithful. She was their heart. If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me, working with the divine, helping people. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing.
Maybe you have another purpose.
No, this is my birth. It was a moment of weakness. Come, to work then. So it's true. Butler has stand on us. I hope my hunch was wrong.
You knew him well?
Not as well as I thought. Show me the reports. There were so many questions surrounding Farria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Farria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
Wait! What are you doing?
He betrayed us. Did my agent.
And you'd kill him, just like that.
You find fault with my decision?
If he has knowledge, then he's a resource. Use him.
He's a loose end who could escape and get word to our enemies. Butler's betrayal put our agents in danger. I condemned one man to save dozens. I may not like what I do, but it must be done. I cannot afford the luxury of ideals at a time like this.
Now is precisely the time for ideals.
You feel very strongly about this. Very well. I will think of another way to deal with this man. Apprehend Butler, but see that he lives. Now, if you're happy, I have more work to do. Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and they...
Why do you want me?
And yet I'm free, and they're not. It's not right.
Let's talk about...
Me?
But...
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps...
What did you do?
I was about... For a time... After the Blight, the Divine called on me to...
Can you teach me?
Being a bard, it involves the bards, the best. Perhaps when this is all over, I'll teach you.
I should leave.
We can...
It's returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in a city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
We had to do something, and now we have an opportunity.
Yes, and we have the opening we need to approach the Templars and the mages.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
If some...
The same...
True, right?
Then the
In the
So, ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but...
That does sound...
The others, 2 days ago, if you have...
And if he can't?
Then there may be...
Mistress Lavelle, do you have a moment?
Did you see the message I sent?
Yes, thank you.
Let's see what we have.
At your service.
All right.
All things in this world are finite. What one man gains, another has lost. Those who steal from their brothers and sisters do harm to their livelihood and to their peace of mind.
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
What's the message?
We've got my company command. If you'd like to see what the Bull's charges can do for the Inquisition, meet us.
What should I...
Iron Bull. He leads from... Best of all, you're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side. We're loyal, we're tough, and we don't break contracts. Ask around Val Royeaux.
Why...
Iron Bull wants to work for the Inquisition. He thinks you're doing good work. We're the best you'll...